There are many different perspectives on strategy and what strategizing involves. Whatever the perspective, leaders must recognize the importance of the role strategy plays in the management of modern organizations. Without a guiding strategy, organizations are likely to face significant challenges. So how do you go about developing a strategy? What are the important considerations? How can you avoid common pitfalls in developing strategy? First, it's important to understand the focus of a strategy. Recall that strategies are high-level plans for an organization. They're not concerned with the detailed activities that make up the day-to-day work of an organization. These broad, high-level plans focus on the longer term for an organization, usually a 1 to 5 year time horizon, or maybe even longer. They're more of an outline or skeleton plan for what the organization needs to do to reach its goals. More detailed plans are considered operational and deal with activities and operations in the near term, usually covering a 1 or 2 year time frame. While they're also important to develop, operational plans are the flesh on the bones of the strategy. As such, they're usually focused plans, specially developed for individual elements within an organization, such as a product development team, marketing, or service department. The best strategies give members of organizations an understanding of the goals the firm is trying to achieve, the resources needed to accomplish those goals, and the actions necessary to employ those resources effectively and efficiently. One excellent strategy framework has been developed by Jürgen Sandberg. In it, he describes not only the core business strategy of what should be done and how it should be performed, but a broader framework that incorporates how environmental factors such as technology, the economy, culture, politics, and demography affect the business. Those considerations, coupled with considerations of the current and future required collective competence of the organization, drive how human resources are deployed through staffing, developing, rewarding, relating, and organizing. By focusing on an organization's core competence and fully integrating it into the overall business strategy, the organization can achieve what Jim Collins describes in his 2001 book, Good to Great, as the Hedgehog Concept. The Hedgehog Concept is a deliberate focus on the overlap of what you are deeply passionate about, with an understanding of what you can be best in the world at, as well as what drives your economic engine. Collins posits that great organizations remain ruthlessly focused on working in the sweet spot that overlaps these three areas. Not only is it important to consider the core competence of an organization when developing a strategy, it's also important to consider all the capabilities needed to achieve the desired end-state goals. There may be key capabilities that your organization identifies as needed, but it doesn't currently have to accomplish its goals. For example, there may be key technology, facilities, or even partnerships that your firm doesn't currently possess that may be necessary to do the work to achieve your intermediate or long-term objectives. If that's the case, identifying them and then developing more detailed plans to acquire those capabilities will be necessary in creating a strategy that is feasible and achievable. Because different organizations operate in different industry and market circumstances, it may be important to review operational and strategic plans on a yearly basis to make sure your organization's efforts are staying in line with its near-term objectives and long-term goals. But it's most important that a strategy doesn't become shelfware. That is, something that once you've created it, remains on a shelf until the next strategy review. Instead, organizations should live their strategy on a daily basis, operating within its structured intent, but able to adapt to current circumstances. Thus, a strategy needs to allow some flexibility during its execution, or it may be too rigid to remain current and appropriate in changing conditions. Leaders must understand and appreciate the role of strategy and how strategy enables effective action in organizations. It's likely that without some type of strategy in place, organizations will be less effective and achieve limited success.